Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the EMAS session series about our EMAS Teacher Training Academy. EMAS is an intellectually recognized teacher training academy dedicated to empowering educators with modern skills, innovative methodologies, and leadership qualities. We offer diploma and PG diploma programs in areas like Montessori, early childhood education, special education, educational leadership, and more. EMAS also provides certified short term courses and life skill programs for teachers, students, and parents designed to meet global education standards. About Innovative Educators Club. The Innovative Educators Club is a collaborative platform created to connect passionate educators, trainers, and leaders from across the globe. IEC organizes weekly knowledge sharing sessions, webinars, and workshops that focuses on classroom innovation, leadership, and holistic development. Benefits of our IEC membership: you can access to exclusive training sessions and webinars, networking with like-minded educators worldwide, opportunities for professional growth and recognition, a platform to share ideas, innovations, and best practices, continuous learning aligned with 21st century education. Now, I would like to welcome our speaker for today's webinar. It is my pleasure to introduce A.S. Sumaya Siddiqa, a highly accomplished education professional with over 16 years of experience in teacher and academic leadership. Currently an assistant professor of English at Anwarulum College, Hyderabad. Sumaya is renowned of her innovative teaching methods, including the flipped classroom approach. She is also the founder of the Shaheen Legacy, an NGO dedicated to empowering individuals through language and life skills. Please welcome Sumaya, who will be sharing her experience with us today. Ma'am, please start.
Assalamu alaikum. I'm audible?
Yes, ma'am, you are audible, but your voice is echoing.
Yeah. Maybe because I used to just a minute. Yeah, now. Assalamu alaikum.
Ji, walaikum salam.
Yeah. Okay. So, do we need to wait or shall we start? Because I can see only there are a few of the participants present here.
You can start, ma'am. We are on YouTube live.
Okay, fine. Good. So I just want to share my screen. Um, Please give me a time here. Okay. I hope my screen is visible now.
Yes,
Is
ma'am,
my
your
screen
screen.
visible? Okay, fine, great.
Ma'am, do on slideshow.
Yeah. Okay, fine. Is it okay now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, Assalamu alaikum, everyone, and good evening. I welcome you all. It's a pleasure to welcome you all to today's session. The topic you can see, the silent skill, how listening shapes meaningful communication. The silent skill, what do you understand by silent skill? I hope these classes, this webinar, is going to be interactive. I just ask you all to be silent for 10 seconds to uh, to get the vibe, to understand what is silent, sound of silence for 10 seconds, so that you can focus and create calm before the session. Just close your eyes for 10 seconds and just notice that what you can hear right now. Okay. As this is I can't see the participants here. Okay. So the goal of being silent for this 5 to 10 seconds is just to uh, understand that our presence is more important than just sitting here and just seeing the mobile phone or your laptop. Now, see, that's what we often miss. See, being silent, the small sounds, the subtle signals, listening begins with awareness. As the topic itself tell you that silence or listening is a skill. Silent listening is a skill. Let me begin with a thought by Stephen Covey. Most people do not listen with the intent to understand. They listen with the intent to reply. In our fast-paced world, we are surrounded by voices, messages, notifications, and opinions. Everyone wants to be heard, but how often do we listen? Do we listen really? Or listening is the most silent part of communication? Listening is also a type of communication. Listening is the most silent part of communication, yet it holds the loudest power. It can heal misunderstandings, strengthen relationships, and create real human connections. Now, think about a time when someone truly listened to you without interrupting, without judging, just listening. How did it make you feel? How do you feel if someone is just listening to you patiently? How do you feel? Can I get some reply? Yes, I just got a yes, ma'am. Okay. How do you feel when someone is listening to you carefully? How did it make you feel? Don't you feel uh, relaxed and happy when someone is listening to you? What genuinely listening means? Why is it's called the silent skill? And how and active and empathetic you are when you are listening can transform your conversations into deep understanding. And some practical techniques to improve your listenings power as a teacher, as a professional, and individual. So, before we begin, I would just like to ask you one question. On the scale of 1 to 5, how would you rate yourself as a listener? You can just reply me on the chat box. How would you scale on a scale of 1 to 5? How would you rate yourself as a listener? Are you a good listener or not? I just want to know that. 3, 4, 5. Okay. Okay. 4 to 5. EMAS coordinators. Okay. Aisha, I am on 4. Okay. So it means that here I can see good listeners. Good listeners are with me. So I hope you will be very, very attentively. You will be listening to me, or you will just hear to me. Will just at the end of the session you will understand that. Okay. Okay. Now let me come to the point here. Now the answer will be like whether it's going to change. The one who has told 3 and 4. Let me see at the end of the session what you will tell me. So Coming to the next part of the slide, let me change the slide here. Okay, where's my screen? Yeah, the screen is not changing. Okay. Okay, so what is listening skill? Listening skill is nothing but it's an art. It's an art of developing effective communication. It's an art of developing effective listening. Also, in a world full of voices, listening is the rarest skill. See, it takes both sides to build a bridge. And most people do not listen with the intent to understand, but they just listen with the intent to reply. Now, today we will explore what? Today we will be exploring about why it is called the silent skill and what genuine listening means, how active and empathetic listening can transform your conversations, and some practical techniques to improve your listening power as teachers, professionals, and individuals. Okay, so do you know that 45% of communication time is spent listening? Yet we remember only about 25% of what we hear. Good listening reduces conflicts and builds trust. And especially in classrooms, it creates inclusion and emotional safety. As a good listener, you just improve the concentration of your students and the communication skills develop. So the power of listening increases the confidence in the students and develop emotional bonding with you and the students. If suppose there are teachers. Okay. So coming to the next thing, I just want to tell you a story where you will be listening a short story from me, where I'll just tell you the story and I want you all to reply. See, um, for instance, just imagine that a boy comes running to you in the school where you are, suppose you can imagine in a school or wherever it is at home or something. If a boy comes running to you as a teacher, coming to you and just ask you to just come down fast, that something has happened in the corridor. What do you all understand? What do you all think at that time? What do you will think at that time? What has happened? All of a sudden, if somebody is coming you and asking you, you can just uh, reply me. What you will guess when you just listen a boy coming to you and asking, an emergency, maybe an accident, right? Good. So maybe an accident, an emergency, you will think. Anyone else? See how you have assumed yourself. You have just come to an assumption, and this assumption is affecting your understanding. It might be just before going to the place, before going to the spot, what has happened, you just think that it might be an emergency or it might be an accident. But when you go there and when you see, they have a surprise for you. There might be a surprise for you, as in for teachers, children usually do. Usually, if they want to give surprise, the student will say, "Teacher, please come here, please come. Something has happened." And even yeah, usually you can see when in the month of April, usually what happens? Surprise wishes, and in the month of April, they want to make you give a surprise showing something, or in on the Teachers' Day, they want to show they might be dressed like you. So before jumping to the conclusion, it's just a half story. You have listened, teacher, please come here. Then you will just think that um, there is some emergency or mishap has happened, right? Okay. Coming to the next thing, next slide. The slides movement is being, I don't know why it's hung. Okay. Here it's for me, I'm not able to move my slides. Why? Okay. Now, understanding listening beyond hearing. Now, what is hearing actually? What is hearing to you? Hearing is a physical act, isn't it? Hear means just yeah, in the class you will say, hear to me, to the students. It's just an physical act. Listening is something, a mental act related to your mind, understanding and interpreting the meaning. Now, usually when the teacher takes class, then most of the teachers they have an habit of saying, "Listen to me carefully." It means that you're just taking their attention over you, right? Then, uh, true listening involves attention, empathy, and response. The ability to accurately receive and interpret messages in the communication process is actually listening. Now, see here, the ability, the one of the crucial effectiveness of communication is listening. See, listening is what is, if you don't listen carefully and understand the problem, it is difficult for you to solve the problem and to um, present your real message or whatever the information you want to spread or you want to give the information to others. If it is not communicated properly and if it is not listened properly to the opposite person, it is difficult for him to comprehend and understand what really you want to say. Then often we are confused with hearing, but listening is active and not passive. Okay, so coming to the next one, you have seen the definition of hearing here is passive process and listening is an active process. Hearing basically involve physical ability. The one who is able to hear is not able to understand also sometimes. Only when he listens with concentration and puts some efforts to understand it, then only listening happens, right? Then the outcome is sounds are perceived. Hearing is you hear a lot of sounds. You just hear a lot of sounds and different way of musics, birds chirping in the morning, or there's a sound of vehicles moving. This is just you're listening. As I mean, you're just hearing the sound. But if you listen carefully, you can listen your heartbeat, how your heart is pounding. When you're into a silence and you just close your eyes and concentrate, at that time you can listen your own heartbeat, your heart, how your heart pounds. Have you tried this? We often need to give time for this. See, here there is a strategy consists of these things where um, hearing has been uh, it has as an acronym we have just divided here like halt, H for halt, stop. What else you are doing, just stop there. Stop and listen. Okay, this is not moving also. Okay. So See what you're doing and your internal dialogue on other thoughts, and free your mind to pay attention to the person speaking. And E stands for engage. Focus on the speaker. We suggest a physical component such as turning your head slightly so that right ear is toward the speaker as a reminder to be engaged solely in listening. Engage means what? See, when we are listening, we'll just okay, we'll just say yes, I like this. If you're you are into the concentration and you are listening to solve some sort of issue or problems, you will listen carefully. So that is like you will just give your ears. Yes, tell me what happened. Okay, like this. You will get some response. A stands for anticipate. Anticipate is just by looking forward to what speaker has to say. Your eye contact. See, when you're hearing, you will just sit quietly, seeing somewhere, your eyes rolling here and there, gazing something, and you'll just, yeah, it's something is going on, and someone is saying something, and we are just listening to it, or we are just hearing. But the speaker, you are acknowledging that you will likely learn something new and interesting, which will enhance your attention when you listen. So then R stands for hear. R stands for think about what the speaker is saying, analyze and paraphrase it in your mind or in discussion with the speaker and other classmates. So this is something a good acronym is being built on this. Now if I come to building of relationship, benefits of good relationship is like listening is not an imitation. Maybe it is the sincerest form of flattery. See, if somebody is saying their story or somebody is discussing their experience or they want to share something with you, as in a friend or a classmate, it builds the better relationship. It also enhances the knowledge and insight. See, even conducting this webinar is just to make you aware. It is just not about hearing the webinar or hearing my lecture. It is about getting concentration that what I'm talking. If you don't listen to me carefully, you will not understand what we spoke. You might just discuss with your friends. Something was there, some webinar was there. It was on hearing and listening. She was saying something. I was just see. If you want to enhance your knowledge, you need to listen carefully with concentration, using your mind, and it reduces conflicts. आपने ये तो सुना ही होगा, you might have heard this, कि सुनी I mean, whatever you hear, uh, things from here and there, you will just start believing this. Like it might be gossips, something said by someone, some news comes to you, and it just you think that, oh, this is the truth. Oh, this is like this. Oh, she has told this to me. She has told. So just hearing these kinds of information develop conflicts. So if you listen carefully, talk to them, communicate to them, and understand what they want to say, the conflicts reduces. And it encourages the open communication. See, when we are communicating with others, it is not just verbal communication. It is not just that you are talking and someone else is just hearing to you. It is something that you also need to get an affirmation from the person to whom you're talking, to whom you're speaking. So that is something the complete communication matters. It encourages open communication and it also makes others feel respected and valued. See, simply a person is giving a lecture or simply a person is talking on some topic or some person is has tried hard to find out the information and pass on to you, and you just keep on just okay, yeah, if you don't concentrate and listen to them, it makes them feel unrespected. So when you listen to them carefully, when you respond to them in affirmation, it makes others feel respected and valued. So, to this, I can say that listening is not imitation. Maybe it is the sincerest form of flattery. Now, why should we listen? Now, you will say, from that time, madam is saying, listen, 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 what to listen, why we should listen, to whom we should listen. Even the students in the class will say, as an the teacher will be keep saying, listen to me carefully, listen to me here, what are you doing? All these things, when you just listen, or when you feel like why you should listen, what is the importance of listening? See, it enhances the learning and understanding, builds the trust and respect, helps avoid misunderstanding, and it improves your professional and personal relationship. When we listen, we learn. In particular, we learn about the speaker. Okay. Now coming to the part, now you might have understood what is actually listening, right? What is actually listening? आज तक हम क्या कर रहे थे? What we were doing till now? If we say what we were doing till now, we were just hearing. Now you might have understood that it is just not listening. It is also about your building your relationship, building your communication skills, and being professionally strong. Now, coming to types of listening, you can see there are types of listening here, wherein you can see surface listening. Now, even the listening skills have been divided into many types. There are few which I have shared, which I have felt that I should share, is the surface listening. As the name suggests, it characterized by the superficial approach to understand others. See, surface listening and hearing is same. मतलब ऊपर ऊपर की बात सुन लिए, just you just understood, हाँ हाँ ये बोले थे, okay वो this happened, okay okay this happened. It is that. It is like that. It is surface listening. I mean, you're just nodding your head. Oh, okay, okay. You're just nodding your head and saying yes, yes, huh. Your mind is somewhere else, and you're just nodding your head. That is one part of one type of thing listening. Then reflective listening. Now, what is reflective listening here? What do you understand by that reflective listening? Reflective listening is something that you want to you're searching something there where you want to understand what it is like. You want to reflect yourself. You're seeing yourself in that. You want to see what your own reflection, your own what I should say, your thoughts. Reflective listening to understand, not to respond. You just involve in summarizing and paraphrasing, mirroring the speaker's thought and feeling that uh, you can also do this, or show that you have understood them accurately. हाँ हाँ समझ में when the teacher at the end of the class, if she asked to the students, did you understand? All of the everyone in the class, like most of the students, they will say yes ma'am, yes ma'am, yes ma'am. But later on, when you ask them to write down the homework or do some project, again the students will come up with some sort of doubts and um, doubts for clarification. So you, for reflective listening, you need to pay full attention, be present. There no interruption should be there or no distraction should be there. And paraphrasing, repeat the speaker's message in your own words. Like if you are, oh, acha, if the teacher says the sun rises from the east. The sun rises from the east. Today is a happy day. Today is the temperature is very hot or something like that. If you just keep on repeating the same things, see, usually drills happen in the lower classes, they will do. In this way, they will be memorizing the things. So there you will understand that the student is paying the attention and identifying and acknowledging the emotions also. Reflective listening also clarifies you about that, asking the questions and confirming and understanding. Acha, acha, okay, this happened. Okay, like this happened. Oh, it was like this. Yeah, we should do like this, or this is done like this. This kind of responses you will get from students. Then you should also have an empathy. So that the one who is speaking will feel happy. He will feel that he is heard and valued again. Then active listening is again type of listening where there is a full concentration and response from the listener, and the one who is listening, and empathetic listening. See, many people they do that. Though they cannot, they are not capable of solving the problems. This empathetic listening plays a very important role, building emotional development, emotional bonding, where this, if you are just an empathetic listener, understanding the feelings and perspectives, you just listen to them so that they will be happy. And some people, they have the habit of empathetic listening. Uh, though they will just listen to you, but uh, they might not suggest you any solution to the problem. But some people, they have an habit. Somebody should listen them. Somebody should listen them and understand their feelings. And then they will be like, yes, they will be happy, they will be relaxed, or they'll be satisfied. See, most of the time, people are so much stressed. Nowadays, the sedentary lifestyles is like this, where the people are so much stressed. They they try to find some emotional mm, connectivity when they are talking. So empathetic listening is listening with the heart as well as the mind. It means not only hearing the words, but also sensing the emotions behind them and responding with understanding and compassion. See, it usually happens when something happens with you, something, unfortunately, this happened with me, or you are not feeling motivated, or you are feeling demoralized. During that time, this empathetic listening helps you so much. It boosts their morale. So, your full presence, your emotional awareness, and your validation. It gives the acknowledgement to the speaker that emotions without judgment. You should not be judgmental. See, I can see you why you would feel frustrated about that situation. Ah, I can understand. I can. It is relatable to me. Like that. Nowadays, you can see many of them. And see, the nodding the head when they say something happened. Unfortunately, you'll say, "Oh, really? Like this happened." Eye contact and open posture show you care for them. And it is usually empathetic listening is like you avoid on giving the advice, avoiding advice. Focus on understanding first, and solution can come later. They will not, you might not find any solution, but you will find a kind of relief. So you will get a reflective responses. Repeat the speaker feeling that it's showing that you are understanding. And the purpose of empathetic learning is it strengthens the trust and connection. It helps people feel heard. If someone is, if you want to say something and you just feel relaxed, and you feel supported and understood, and it also reduces the conflict and encourages the collaborations. It promotes the emotional healing. Emotionally, when you are broken, this your empathetic listening will heal that, and self expressions. So see, I've been like when if someone is telling you I've been working over a time for a few weeks, but no one seems to notice it. You will ऐसा होता है हमेशा कि जब आप बहुत सारा you will be working और या बहुत सारा काम करते हैं and you are a hard worker and then you nobody notices you. An empathetic listener, if he says it sounds exhausting and disencouraging. You have been giving so much effort and it feels like it's going unnoticed. So you should you will build a kind of emotional bonding with the other person. So focus on listening to emotions, not just facts. Use phrases like I hear you, yeah, that must be really tough, hmm, I understand what you feel. So also keep your tone gentle and patient. When you're an empathetic listener, you need to keep your tone gentle and patiently you will listen to them and avoid interrupting or offering quick solutions. When somebody says, okay, ऐसा हो गया था, वैसा, then you say, हाँ, ऐसा करना था, वैसा करना था. You will just start, jump to the, you will interrupt. You would have done this, you would have done that, do like this, do like that. So this is some of the things where, and the difference between reflective listener and empathetic listener is reflective listener always he will mirror what the speaker says like words and meanings. There are even the words play a very important role when you're talking to somebody and when you're expressing your emotions or your negative words have a lot of impact. But empathetic listener mirrors the feelings. Even if you're in a bad mood and your words are totally negative, the empathetic listener will be listening to you with emotion, showing compassion and understanding. Even if you yell also, if you're yelling or if you shout also. Coming to the next thing, the critical listening. Now, what is critical listening? Critical listening is something like where the situation is you are just evaluating and analyzing it. Critical thinking is you will just try to find out the reasons behind all this, like why, analyzing the message, why this has happened, and you will try to do find out the logic behind the problem. What is the actual logic? Why it is? It also involves the independently solving your own problems, assuming the assumptions. You start assuming things and questioning the assumptions and you start evaluating the evidence. अच्छा ऐसा करे तो ऐसा हुआ. If you say like this it means you are a critical. Okay, so yeah, you did this, so this has happened to you. You do you as you sow so you reap, they'll say. So where you are just trying to reason the conclusion, right? And some of the things is like what are the basic key elements in critical listening is analysis. Break information into parts and examine the relationship. Then you are evaluating it. Evaluation is there, assessing, and then interference, logical conclusions, aa jate, then evidence based, then explanations, justifications, and reflections. Then problem solving is applying the reasoning to find effective solution. All these things come under the critical listener. He will listen to it, he will evaluate it, he will analyze it, and then he will just bring the logical evidence and conclusions based on the evidence. Then he will just try to justify the your problem. Then appreciative listening is also there. Appreciative listening is for enjoyment and pleasure. Like appreciative means तारीफ करने के लिए हाँ किसी कीमत लियो. You're just listening to them just to appreciate. Some people have an habit of boosting. They keep boasting things. Then you will say, ah, yeah, really, wow, and all these things happens. So appreciative listening is they just want the appreciation. कोई थोड़े लोग रहते हैं जिसको सिर्फ तारीफ सुनने की आदत रहती. तो क्या करते, what they do, they just they just tell about themselves, like all like what they have done, and these things comes, and they just want an appreciation from you, and good book, to be in the good book. See, admiration and appreciation is different thing. See, appreciation is just listening for the enjoyment, because you have a personal inspiration or personal enrichment, because someone is your friend, and he just likes to listen to you, and he will just listen to you everything, whatever you say, even if it is meaningless or whatever it is, they'll just listen to you, and they have a positive attention, listen with openness and interest. So usually best friends, when you have best friends, they are your appreciate listeners. So they have a positive attention and enjoyment of content. They focus on pleases or inspires you. And they also show you the acknowledgement, verbal or non-verbal cues. Oh, I really like the way you explained that. Oh, I like this. Oh, this is wonderful. Wow. Like these kinds of words you can listen from an appreciative listener. And they always keep you hooked, engaged through their admiration and engage their responses. And they also create an awareness of style and emotion. See, when you are an appreciative listener, your tone, your rhythm, your expressions, and the way you say creativity, it all comes into this. It strengthens the relationship again through positive interactions. Again, it encourages the creativity and self-expression. See, there are many students in the class, those who they will not respond you. When you ask them the questions, they will not respond you. You can say them as a poor performer, you will judge them as a poor performer. But if few of the students you can see, if you just appreciate them, it boosts their morality, and they feel they feel heard, and they feel respected, and they feel that your appreciation to them is very much important. Emotional appreciation. Okay, like for if your friend wants to share a poem they wrote, or a story, or something fantastic about their holiday vacation, then you will be very happy. You will be going into the imagery in your that the poetry, whatever your friend has written, and you will appreciate it, whether it is good or not, whether you like it or not. So you will just pay the attention to the tone, the style, and the expressions, and it gives positive feedbacks when it's appropriate. So this is something about the types of listening. Okay, yeah. Now, types of listening we have just come. Surface listening. See, you will be focusing on the area of words only. So listener's role is passive, hears but doesn't deeply process. So key phrases and techniques. Okay, so no follow up like that. Casual talk. Surface listening. Reflective listening, words plus meaning, and it is an active paraphrases to confirm understanding. So you mean, okay, what I hear you saying is clarifying the thoughts, resolving the confusion. Empathetic listening is again, it's about emotion, unspoken cues, emotionally aware, validates feelings, and it sounds like you seem, I understand how that feels, etc. So it gives you an emotional support. Now, now you after listening to all these things, after understanding what is actually listening and what is the difference between listening and hearing, you might have heard hearing is believing. So how do you practice listening? How do you practice listening? Active listening. How do you practice it? Can you tell me? Can anyone tell me from there? Can I get some reply? Are you there, or I'm just going on? Can I get some reply? Okay. How do you practice? Tell me. How to become a better listener? How do you become a better listener? Hmm? Making an eye contact and open body language, role plays and feedbacks. See, how do you practice listening is you enact like a teacher, you give a feedback, you get a feedback from your students that what you have done, that you have understood their class, like your class or not, whether they have understood the problem which you solve for them. And the role plays is one of the important practice of listening. See, when you do a role play of a teacher or what I should say, a counselor or a consoler, you need to listen. You get a feedback after that, isn't it? You get a feedback, and when you're listening to them, you just avoid interruptions. So you need to practice that. You need to practice all these things, and you should also pause before responding, and also listening to audio content, group discussions. When you are sitting in a group and five members of group is there, if one member is taking a longer time to say something or express his thoughts or his speech, whatever he's presenting, his ideas, if he's taking a longer time, you need to have patiently you need to listen to them, maintaining your eye contact, your open body language. If you are if you show that you are uninterested body gestures, the person might feel nervous or might feel unheard. So this is one of the things, and also your tone matters a lot. The tone matters a lot when you are listening to somebody, when you are speaking with someone, and when you are an active listener. Your tone matters a lot. And storytelling and retelling. How do you practice that? Storytelling. Storytelling is something that children they enjoy so much that they just want to just listen the old stories. Most of the time, you can see many of the children when you ask them storytelling means they will just come and sit. They make a group and they'll just come and sit and they just want to enjoy what you are saying. So at that time, and retelling, see something has happened and some you want to just share that. So again, anecdote. It might be an anecdote. It might that something interesting has happened in your life and you want to just share with others. So that also make you as an active listener. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Surface listening is over. Reflective, empathetic. Huh. Now, just coming to listening to the person or only listening is not communication. There are some non-verbal communication tools also where when you're talking and when you're listening, uh, which you need to practice. Just practicing the patient and the tone, being patient and understanding your tone is not only important, but also important is your eye gaze, your facial expressions when you're listening to them. These are some of the non-verbal cues, your gesture, your posture, your physical touch to the person when you're talking. And if you're happy, your facial expressions will be different and non-judgmental. You're scared. When you're angry, your facial expressions will come. Sometimes what happens when you're listening, somebody else, like somebody has spoken something about you, then you will be listening it from the third person, then your expressions will be different. When you're excited, when at that time your expression is different. So these things you should always keep in your mind. Your even your facial expression, your body posture, your physical appearance is also very much important when you're listening to somebody. Okay. Now coming to the next, then how do you practice it? Why do we fail to listen, and how do we uh, bring back ourselves? Why do we fail to listen actually? Why do we fail to listen? Listen to understand. Yeah. Why do we fail to listen? Preoccupied mind. Very good. Yes. Preoccupied mind. Yes. You're right. And your external noise, distractions, background, sounds, interruptions. You're somewhere sitting in mid of some group, and you just want to listen with the concentration, some lecture. You don't have other place that distracts you, and that external noise distracts your mind, and you just fail to listen what has happened. Many a time it happens, there's a phone call, and there's a group of, when you're into the family, and there's a phone call, and you want to listen to the phone call, and you want to take that call, and you are just listening, but you're not able to hear just because of the background sounds. And internal noise also. Sometimes if your mind is not present and your body is present, and you're just sitting there, and you're just assuming something, like you're planning for tomorrow, and somebody sitting in front of you and just talking about their own issues and problems. At that time you are not emotionally available to them, the emotional bias. So that is also there also we fail to listen. Then information overload, that is also there. See, already you have some sort of information, and again, if we are getting the same kind of information, or same information related to the same topic, and you are multitasking also at the same time. If you are doing some work, and again you're looking out. See, it usually happens with women, like multitasking, I would say, women, when we are doing something, we are already into some task, and if you are cooking, and if you are busy in that, and in between we need to manage our classes, like um, online classes. If you especially, you see, when we are taking online classes, it happens like that. So that time we get, we fail to listen what exactly is happening. Then digital distractions, same, come to the same thing. Then prejudgment. Prejudgment is something that forming opinions before hearing fully. So yes, that's what we always prejudge. We be so much judgmental when before we listen to somebody, like before understanding the problem only, people will just, like, as soon as they assume the problem. Someone has, oh, she has come up again with the same problem. She has the same issue. Her problem is that only. She's always like that. She's dumb. She can't do it. It's difficult for her. She's unable to do. She can't do that. So all these negative points or negative words, thoughts will break up. Prejudgment is, and forming opinions before hearing fully is failing to listen. You fail to listen. You fail to understand. And we can't listen when our mind is louder than the speaker, isn't it? Now, see, there are a few of the practical techniques which I would like to share for active listening, maintaining eye contact, open. Okay, we have done with this listening for tone, emotion, and unspoken meaning. And uh, and especially in school, how do you welcome your students? Yeah, see, there are a lot of time it happens. The teachers get annoyed with the questions, and if again and again the students come up with some questions and doubts, clarifying their questions and clearing the doubts becomes difficult because of the uh, work stress, uh, um, workload, and this emotional unavailability. Even the teachers get exhausted. So you need to, for all these things, you need to Learn how you will control your emotions, how you are building up the relation, how you are making the connections, how you will understand them. All these things you need to make the connections. Making the connection is very much important. You have an idea with you, but that idea you have to share with others, like how you're sharing that idea and how it's going to work out, and how that idea is being how that idea you can bring it to practicality. That is more important. That these are some of the essential questions. So there are also some of the signals of confusion and struggle, emotional or social signals to notice. You also need to notice the verbal cues, often overlooked. Often overlooked. Some of the time, what happens? You have to be emotional or emotionally available to the students. You also get some sort of signals of disengagement from the students in the classroom. See, when you be a good listener, any student who wants to approach you will be approaching without any fear, without being scared. Okay. So next, coming to the how do you build a relationship with students with listening skills? Asking them open-ended questions in the classroom. It will stimulate the critical thinking. It will enhance the language skills. It will foster the creativity and imagination. It will encourage the active participation, and it develops the communication and social skills. Always asking at the end of the class, if the teacher is asking open-ended question, now come on, tell me what you have understood or what like these kinds of questions they are usually asked during the counseling and interviews. Then so you will be getting a thoughtful answers from there. So these are some of the benefits of asking questions in the classroom. Now, coming to the next, this thing next is listen between the lines. How do you listen between the lines? Now tell me, what is this? The best listener listen between the lines. What do you understand by this? Let's do a short activity. Let's do a short activity here. See, uh, you will tell me what emotion or message you think is hidden between the lines. See, this will help us practicing empathetic listening. See, for example, if someone tells you, "I'm fine," if you ask uh, your friend or your colleague, if you see them their physical appearance, their facial expressions are like dull. If you ask them, "How are you?" they might just say, "I'm fine." So, what do you understand by this? Like, this is what tells you. This is what shows that how you're going to listen between the lines. And when a student tells you this topic is boring, could it really mean that he did not understand it? Is it like that? I don't. I like. I'm. This topic is boring. Does it mean that really the topic is boring, or he's not feeling, or he has a lack of understanding, and he needs some attention, isn't it? What does it mean? Like, can anyone here tell me at present, like how you're feeling now? How you're feeling now? The listening teacher doesn't just deliver lessons, but they receive their students' thoughts, emotions, and silence. The listening teachers notice when a student's silence means confusion. The listening teachers will respond with patience rather than corrections. Use open-ended questions to invite reflections. Create space for every learner's voice. As an educator, when we model good listening, our students learn to do the same, and communication becomes two-way, not one way, isn't it? An active listening teacher is always a good communicator. Am I right? Am I right or not? When you listen to your students, they'll have a list of stories to tell you, and they will be sharing the whole thing with you. Especially students are so innocent, small, the primary class students or the pre-primary students, they are so innocent. They will stay, yeah, deeper or hidden meaning will be there, yeah, between the lines. Yes, you're right. So there is something that the child wants to tell you, and you need to understand. So as a good listener or as a good communicator or a teacher, you will create a space for every learner's voice, right? So coming to the next thing, the power of being heard. Yes, being heard is one of the most transformative human experiences. So quiet people have the loudest mind. Yes, the power of being heard is. I'm just concluding this webinar that everyone wants to be heard, not just listened to. And when we truly listen, we give others the gift of validation, respect, and connection. Listening doesn't demand eloquence. Always, it is not like they have to be eloquent. They have to be uh, in a in a what we should say a formal speech. It demands the presence. So as you live this session, ask yourself, am I really listening or just waiting for my turn to speak? So remember, the deepest form of respect is to listening to what another has to say. Thank you for being a listening audience today. These are some of the reference links which you can just see and use. And these are some of the books which are good to read on listening skills. Listen like you mean it. Listening skills training. Just listen. Wonderful books. The Lost Art of Listening. Nowadays, you can see this is this Nicholas book is like the present world generation. The present generation needs it very much. The Lost Art of Listening. And some of the books, You're Not Listening by Kate Murphy is also good. So these are some of the suggestions of the books which you can read on listening skills. Now, this is the question and answer session. I hope I I have been up to the point. I have tried my best to present myself here for the listening skills communication. So if you have any questions, if you have any want to know, I think you can talk, unmute yourself and talk, or you can just type the question here. I'm seeing. No? Okay. So thank you
Okay,
so
thank you
much.
so much, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you all. Have a great evening. Thank you.
Alhamdulillah, a heartfelt thank you to our honorable speaker for sharing such valuable insights and inspiring every educator with practical strategies and wisdom. Your words have truly enriched us all. A special thanks to all the teachers and school leaders who joined us today from across the country and beyond. Your active participation makes these sessions meaningful and
Okay,
impactful.
the video is not. Okay.
Thank you,
Yes.
everyone. We encourage you to like, subscribe, and follow our YouTube channel, EMAS Teacher Training Academy, to stay connected for our free Thursday webinars every week. Don't forget, participants who attend, comment, and submit feedback will receive their certificate of participation at the end of the month. Also, make sure to follow our WhatsApp channel for regular updates, upcoming topics, webinar links. Together, let's continue learning, growing, and shaping the future of education. Because when teachers grow, students shine. Thank you once again and see you all next Thursday, inshallah.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you.
So there's a question here. How can